we're going to start the new topic, that is the chemical combustion. So what do you know about chemical combustion?
A combustion is a chemical reaction between a fuel and an oxidant, usually oxygen that produces heat and light usually in the form of a flame.
So is it like it is always fuel which gets
Yes,
burnt?
it can like a hydrocarbon. So like
If you're burning
hydrocarbon.
a piece of paper, then
mm,
it's not a fuel. So basically what chemical combustion is, it is a chemical process, okay, where we talk about the burning of anything, but importantly in the presence of oxygen. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so chemical combustion is a chemical process in which we say that any substance, I repeat, any substance, when it reacts with oxygen, it produces heat plus light energy. Got my point?
Yes.
Okay,
But
so
can you
this,
repeat that one more time? Like the definitions? Can I just like
yes,
note it down?
exactly. Okay, so the chemical combustion is a chemical process of burning, or we can say it is a chemical process in which a substance, it reacts with the oxygen to produce the heat. Chemical combustion is a chemical process in which a substance reacts with the oxygen to produce the heat and light energy. Okay, and this process, in a very layman language, if I say, that it is called as burning.
Okay.
Okay, so burning in the presence of oxygen, it is called as combustion. Got my point?
Yes.
Okay, so if I ask you that what happens there during the process of the combustion, then what would you say? You'll say that combustion, basically during this process, any substance which is going to produce the heat and light energy. So first it will be reacting with what? The oxygen, because it is the very first thing that we, we say, which we mentioned there in the definition of the combustion, that it is a process when substance reacts with the oxygen. Okay, so we say, I'm repeating it, that what chemical combustion process is going to be called as. So during this, like, or if I ask you that during chemical combustion process, what happens? So there are three basic things, or the processes that takes place. Number one is that the substance reacts with the oxygen. Now, from where is the oxygen requirement getting fulfilled? Definitely from the air or the atmosphere, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm repeating it, that when we are talking about the chemical combustion, so what happens during the chemical combustion? Number one is that substance is reacting with the oxygen, and the requirement of the oxygen for the process of combustion is getting fulfilled by the air. That means from
Yes.
where we are getting the oxygen for the process of combustion, that is from the
Air.
air. Okay, then next is, because it is a chemical process, I told you, so definitely it will be resulting in the formation of new substances, or
Substances.
we say products, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so second thing which is happening there during the chemical combustion process is that because it is a chemical process, now we say that during the combustion, the formation of new substances, that is the new, we say the products, they are, it takes place there. Okay, and the third very important thing we talk about is that the heat and light, which are the two different forms of energy, they are being produced. Okay,
Yes. Okay, ma'am.
okay, just give me a second. Okay. So the third step or the process, you can say that what is happening there, it is that after the completion of the chemical process called as combustion, there is produced heat, there are produced heat and light, which are two different forms of energies.
Combustion energy.
Energy. Combustion is a process. The resultant is the production of the heat and energy, the two different
Heat.
forms, isn't it? So heat energy
Yes.
and light energy. So their use will be even different. So what three things are happening there during the process of the combustion? Come on.
The it is the substance is reacts with oxygen, and it produces heat and light energy in the form of burning
In the presence of
air, in the presence of air.
oxygen use.
Oxygen,
This is important.
in the presence of
Okay, because
oxygen.
if you're mentioning air only, so it is not only that oxygen is present there. It is nitrogen as well present. It is the carbon dioxide and other gases also present. So particularly, which component of the air is actually helping in the combustion? It is the oxygen.
Oxygen.
Okay, okay. Now the substance which shows combustion, that means shows burning, it is called as fuel. Okay, but we say, like, if we are burning some paper or anything, you know, okay, what according to you is a definition for fuel?
Fuel. Um,
Fuel is any substance that produces, which actually shows the process of combustion. That is the
Combustion.
burning in the presence of oxygen. Okay, but at the same time, if I talk about the burning of a simple piece of paper or a piece of basically a polythene or something like that, okay, now they will also be producing the heat and light. No doubt, they will be showing burning in the presence of oxygen, but definitely, whatever is going to be the amount of energy produced, that won't be sufficient for what? For their use. We won't be able to
For
use
you.
the heat or light energy used by a single piece of paper, a single polythene. Okay. So whatever energies are being produced, no doubt that the process, it takes place due to the process of the combustion, that they show burning, then they go burning in the presence of oxygen. But whatever energies they are producing, they won't be considered to be sufficient for fulfilling the requirements. Okay, so the ones now which are actually the substances which are burning, which shows burning or the combustion process to fulfill their requirement of heat and light energy at commercial level. Okay, producing very high, being produced in very high quantity. So that substance will be now called as a fuel.
Fuel.
Got my point? So the best example here is, sorry, we consider here is like, for example, I'm burning something, any substance which is actually made up of purely almost 90% to 99% of the carbon. So what would happen there? Combustion process
Um,
would take
Combustion
place.
process.
Okay, so carbon plus
Yes.
oxygen, both of them will be reacting, will be forming carbon dioxide, plus will be
Carbon
releasing
dioxide. Heat.
heat and light. Okay, so if I talk about the wood itself, so it is a hydrocarbon, we say, which is made up of the hydrogen and carbon. So more
Carbon.
of the amount of carbon is present there. Okay, so when the wood is actually burned, the carbon present in it reacts with the oxygen from the air, forms a carbon dioxide gas, releases it, okay, and also produces the heat and light energy, isn't it? The best example is of bonfire. When you sit there and get heat and light from there. You got my point?
Yes.
Any doubts?
No, I'm not. Hmm.
Okay. So now there comes one very important thing that you can be asked here: what are the conditions to be fulfilled for the or that are necessary for the process of combustion? That are necessary for the process of
Combustion.
combustion. Okay. Um, okay. So what according to you are the basic requirements or the necessary things which are required for the process of
Um,
combustion?
so we need oxygen,
Okay. Else?
then we need a fuel,
Okay.
mm, then
A fuel, the substance which is going to be burned. Okay, so this is the first requirement. Correct. Second is the combustion process takes place in the presence of oxygen. It's correct. The third, some
um,
source of heat,
some source of heat. Yes.
isn't it? So it some we can say a particular temperature to ignite the process. We can say, isn't it? So that is required. So we say that heat is also required just to initiate the process of the combustion. So these are the three requirements we say that forms a triangle. That means oxygen, heat, and then is the fuel. The three things that you require for the combustion process.
Combustion.
Okay. So fuel is what any substance or anything that gets burnt during the process of combustion. It could be wood, it could be petrol, or it could be anything else, any other fossil fuel as well. So, in the presence of oxygen, it is very important that the process of combustion will take place. So, oxygen is the next important, we say necessary component required for the process of combustion. And then, obviously, to start the process of the combustion, at least an igniting temperature, a particular temperature that is called as igniting temperature, that is required just to initiate the process of the combustion. So the temperature at which we say that the any fuel would catch the fire, so that will be now called as very important, the ignition temperature.
Ignition temperature.
Okay, so these are now what these were all the necessary conditions, the three basic necessary conditions that forms a triangle and are definitely required for the process of the combustion to take place. Okay, so now
Ma'am,
talking
this
about,
is also called the fire triangle, right?
yes,
Yeah.
next is now the ignition temperature. So what is it?
So the ignition temperature of uh of a substance is like at what temperature it can get burned.
The minimum temperature we say that at which any substance starts
Burning.
burning. That is called as ignition temperature. So if there is no ignition temperature being provided, there would be no process of combustion taking place. Got my point?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Next is there are different types of combustion. Do you know?
Um, there is complete and incomplete combustion.
What is the difference? Complete
Oh,
is what?
no, yeah, complete. So it is like when complete combustion occurs when there is like sufficient amount of oxygen with
Yes.
which while burning there is a full consumption of the fuel, and then incomplete combustion happens when like the oxygen supply is limited, which causes like the fuel to burn partially, and
Good.
this also produces harmful monoxides,
Good.
carbon monoxide.
So there are two types of combustion. First is complete, like you said. So it would be the type of combustion, the burning of any fuel, which would show, which would take place in the presence of number one, sufficient amount of oxygen, so that proper process or complete process of the combustion could take place and there is left behind no harmful substance. Harmful. Okay. Next, incomplete is what? When we say there is vice versa condition of the complete combustion. That means we don't have there now what? The proper supply of oxygen, but we say that we have very limited oxygen available there. Okay. So it would lead to now what? Like you said, that it would lead to the production of monoxide, that is carbon monoxide, which is completely obviously it is harmful for the health. Okay, it's poisonous, it causes suffocation and all. Okay, but there is one more important point about incomplete combustion, that is in comparison to the complete combustion, the incomplete combustion along with the monoxide, it produces soot. Do you know what soot means?
So it's like it's similar to carbon that's produced
Yes,
by
yes,
the
good. It is basically, we say that the black, powder like substance, we say.
yes.
Okay. So the black powder like substance, powdery substance, which is considered to be the unburnt part of the carbon, okay, of any fuel. So that is what the soot. So soot
So
is also harmful. So when if somebody is actually sitting there along with the the burning substance there which is actually the process, the incomplete combustion, let's say, so like burning of the coal. Okay, so what would happen along with the heat and light energy, because of the limited amount of the oxygen, the process will be producing what? The soot, that is a black powdery substance, the unburned part of the carbon or of the fuel, we say, which actually is considered to be harmful. It leads to the development of the respiratory disorders and many other. Okay, so it's harmful. So incomplete combustion, it also produces the soot along with the we say the main covering the important point, that it produces soot along with the limited
limited
oxygen being supplied there.
oxygen supplied.
Okay. Whereas if we talk about the complete combustion, so there it is obviously there can you can questionnaire that during complete combustion. So what could be the possible byproduct that can be produced along with the the heat energy or something like that? So what you will say? Like in case of incomplete combustion, it was what? The soot
Soot.
being released along with the carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. So not sorry, dioxide, but the monoxide. So what would happen only in complete combustion?
Complete combustion, it would produce the carbon dioxide
Yes, carbon dioxide
and a
plus.
little smoke and water, H2O.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
good.
H2O.
So in the presence of sufficient oxygen, we say that the complete combustion will produce carbon dioxide, smoke, a little of quantity of smoke, and also of water. Good.
Water.
Okay. Any doubts if you have, you can ask me. Otherwise, it's all about today. Is it clear?
Um, yes, ma'am, it's good.
Okay.